Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Badrul Khan. I'm sorry that I'm not with you today in person. I'm in the United States. Through this recorded video, I hope you'll enjoy my keynote speech for the conference entitled Shaping of Education Future in the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Badrul Khan. I'm sorry that I'm not with you in person. I'm in the United States. I hope through my recorded video you'll enjoy my speech today. I'd like to thank Honorable Minister, Honorable guests, and all participants of today's annual international conference entitled Shaping of Education Future in the Fourth Industrial Revolution, organized by the Quality. Oh boy, again. This is take one. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Badrul Khan. I'm sorry I'm not with you today in person. I'm in the United States, and I hope you'll enjoy my speech from my recorded video. I would like to thank Honorable Minister, honorable guests, and all participants of today's annual international conference entitled Shaping of Education Future in the Fourth Industrial Revolution, organized by the Quality Education, Academic Accreditation, Scientific Society, CHAOS. My special thanks to Professor Hamdani for inviting me, and Professor Dr. Rami Hikmat Al-Hadithi for agreeing to kindly translating my speech in Arabic. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic affected all of us globally. Schools, colleges, universities around the world have been either fully or partially closed. As alternatives to traditional classroom-based instruction, many institutions have increasingly adopted remote learning methods. However, at no time in history has the e-learning field gained such enormous and overwhelming attention globally. Education world was unprepared in its response to the pandemic. With no substantive preparation, educators were asked to move from the traditional face-to-face classroom-based instruction to virtual learning via e-learning. Many educators had neither tools nor expertise to shift from classroom-based instruction to e-learning within a short period of time. Please note that e-learning is an open educational system different from classroom-based instruction. Classroom instruction is pretty much a closed system taking place within the confines of a classroom. On the other hand, e-learning is a flexible form of education that allows learners to learn from anywhere at any time. I recently moderated 2 international webinars on remote learning. Educators and students shared various issues associated with online learning, including but not limited to mental health, digital divide, student data security, dropouts, technology infrastructure, tuition and fees, digital accessibility, etc. Since 1995, I have been researching critical online learning issues. And many of these issues raised by students and educators during the webinars are very inclusive of what I have found. From the webinars and from the pandemic, what we have learned? We learned students do not like to sit in front of computers for hours and hours to participate in an online course. I believe we need to make online learning into smaller interactive units so that students can participate in online learning in a very flexible way using their mobile phones or any other electronic devices they have. Please know that creating e-learning into smaller units help even educators to develop e-learning materials starting from one unit at a time, one after another, and finally a course will be created over the period of time. That means educators will have very little pressure to create the whole course. That means educators will have That means educators would not have too much pressure on them to create the whole course on a particular time. They can start creating one unit after another on a regular basis. And you'll see sometime later they will create the whole course. They need to get used to this new norm of education. After the pandemic, we have a paradigm shift in education. We call it new norm in education. New norm in education. Okay. When we are creating a course, in fact, I think of designing a course with its goals and objectives. When I think of it, when I think of designing a course with its goals and objectives, I think of carrying an umbrella, and I become aware of the context, the environment. Am I in sunny Las Vegas or windy city of Chicago? For example, if the goal of an umbrella is to protect us from rain or sunshine, then you see, you open up the umbrella. So if the goal of the umbrella is to create, for example, if the goal of an umbrella is to protect us from the rain or sunshine, then each spoke of the umbrella can be considered as objective. For example, all the spokes of the umbrella that you have are considered as objectives. For each objective, we can create a small unit of learning unit, while still considering it is a part of the whole course. So what I have, if you have an umbrella, goal of the umbrella is to protect you from rain, then what is the goal of your course? Then identify all objectives of the course. True? Once you have all the objectives are identified and addressed right, then it can protect like a rain can. When all the objectives are identified and you see, you can achieve the goal. So you have to find out what is the goal of the course and identify all important and relevant necessary objectives. Each spoke has an objective. So what happens? You have an umbrella. Umbrella has spokes, and consider these spokes as your objectives and create learning unit for each of the objectives. For example, if the goal of an umbrella is to protect us from the rain and sunshine, like I said, then spokes of the umbrella can be considered as objectives. For each small unit of lesson, we should design with a single objective while still considering it as a part of the whole course. We know an ocean is comprised of infinite numbers of single drops of water. And I consider each drop of water contains the same properties as the vast ocean. So in creating each small unit of lesson, we should follow some standards. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a framework, and I call this framework e-learning framework. E-learning framework. So I'm going to talk about this framework later today. Thank you.